When the sports compact market started its boom, two camps emerged, the Turbo Brigade and the VTEC followers. Although the two can be put together with aftermarket parts, from factory, forced induction and variable camshaft timing and lift are the two key ways to make power in a four-cylinder engine. So, which one is better? Well, we thought we'd put the best of each in the front-wheel drive market head-to-head, with the turbo torque monster Mazda Speed 3 and the NA Master Honda's Civic Si. See if the Honda Civic Si can win something back. Now, it may have lost to the Mazda 3 in power, but when it comes to handling, the Civic is literally all over it. This thing is an animal through the twisties. Even on our DSPORT test track, it's reaching the same type of speeds that the Evo 10 and STI would reach through here. I can probably go faster than this, but the speeds are getting ridiculous already. This little Civic sure can carve up the corners. This thing is awesome. When it comes to handling, it certainly takes the win. No, this thing torque steers any gear. Whoa! It's not unmanageable, and the car's not slow, but that torque steer is definitely there, and something a newbie would have to watch out for. I mean, it's still fast, it's just not extraordinarily fast like the Civic is.
When you're doing some, sharp turns on the Mazda Speed 3, you can feel the back end actually come around a little bit. You're like, oh, I better slow down before. Whereas the Civic Si, it definitely inspires confidence because it just carves the road. On a tighter racetrack, I think the Mazda Speed 3 will be definitely faster because one, it has way more torque. So it can get you out of tight situation, whereas the Civic Si, you really need to tack it out to even get it moving.
Now here's the really strange thing about the Honda Civic Si. As good as it is through the corners and as fast as it is around the racetrack, when you get it out and drive it on a daily basis as a normal car, it really isn't anything all that special. I mean, it's a Honda, so the build quality is excellent, it rides great, it's quiet, it's comfortable, but it just, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like you've bought anything special. And I think that really comes down to the fact that it just, I don't know, it has no bottom end torque, it has no mid-range, so just doesn't excite you when you drive it normally in any way whatsoever. You don't feel like you've bought a sports car. Drop it back a couple of gears and get some revs on board, and then you feel like you've got something special, but you don't really want to be revving the thing to 8,000 RPM everywhere you drive because, well, people, including police, are going to look at you a little bit funny. Now, we know the Mazda Speed has heaps more power than the Civic and torque on the dyno, but how does that equate into straight line acceleration? This thing actually spins the wheels in first gear on a roll-on. And when I say this thing's fast, I'm not talking WRX fast, I'm talking STI and Evo 10 fast. This is a very quick little hatch. I like it. Now when it comes to drivability, the Mazda Speed 3 is a totally different car to the Honda Civic. Now it's not just all the extra power and torque this car has, it's how it makes it as well. No matter what gear you're in, at 3,000 RPM, if you put your foot on the accelerator in the Mazda Speed 3, you will accelerate, and generally quite quickly as well. But in the Honda Civic, you put your foot down at 3,000 RPM in any gear, it's not really going anywhere. You need to really rev that car hard to make it go anywhere. So for drivability for me, it's going to the Mazda Speed.
As far as a daily driver, each vehicle has its own unique characteristics, whereas Civic Si is a little bit more comfortable, has a better seating position, has a better steering wheel position, has better shifting feel. The problem with the Civic Si is it has no power. So as far as daily grind, I think the Mazda Speed 3 barely edges out the Civic Si, but if you're going for a long drive, I think the Civic Si would be a more comfortable ride. Personally, I think the Civic Si is definitely a much better looking car. If you look at the Mazda Speed 3, it still has that angry guppy look that the RX-8 has, so not what I would personally choose as far as styling goes.
I think personally, the Civic Si is definitely a better looking car, straight up. It's classier, it's got better lines, it just looks right. It's not that the Mazda Speed 3 looks bad, it doesn't really grab me in any way. The Civic Si is definitely a better looking car.
Personally, I think the Civic Si just has better creature comfort. The seat is a little bit nicer, the cloth feels a little bit better, the feeling of the steering wheel just feels right. The steering wheel design looks great. You know, getting everything within your hand's reach and just the shifting feel and everything, I think the Civic Si just feels great.
If I had to drive either one of those cars on a day-to-day basis or on a long-haul trip, I know the Honda's better quality inside, I know it's a better build, it feels right as a driver's car, but I actually prefer the Mazda Speed 3 just for daily commuting. The leather interior feels good, all of the mod cons are good. I don't know, I gel more with the Mazda Speed 3 driving it than what I do with the Civic.
If I had to own one, I think I would pick the Civic Si because of the fact that it has more potential as far as performance goes. You know, you can put more performance products on the Civic Si and it can make up for the power difference between the two vehicles.
If you're going to spend this sort of money on a brand new car, I want to enjoy it every time I drive it. And with the Civic, I jump in it, I don't enjoy it unless I'm wringing its neck. And how often am I going to do that? You're revving it to 8 grand in traffic, people are looking at you like you're an idiot. But if you're driving the Mazda Speed 3, you can ride the wave of torque. So I think the Mazda Speed 3 is more enjoyable on a daily basis and the hatch practicality is a little bit better. And hey, what can I say? I'm just a fiend for power. With the final results tallied up, the results were once again inconclusive. Both cars are great in their own right and each has their pros and cons. So we'll leave it up to you to decide which camp suits you best.